not very hot in there, but it's going up. However, thanks for coming back, watching another episode of my RX7 Rebuild Project. In case you're wondering what that was the temperature display for my powder coating oven. And as you can see, it's going up slowly. It's cold, first load of the day, so it's going to take a few extra minutes. In the meantime, I'd like to say thanks for coming back. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you subscribed, thanks for doing that. If you're not subscribed, go hit that button. Click like, click subscribe, and you can continue watching me rebuild my RX7. So, in the last episode, you saw us taking the back into the car apart. The rear axle, the third member, all the control arms came out. The Watts link was taken apart, and we got everything started to be stripped down. So, what we've gone and done is now we have the axle shafts all apart, and all we did with these is I just painted these with some basic flat black primer. Keeps the splines thin. There's not a lot of buildup on it. Masked off the bearing surface. Painted up so it looks decent. But where it's going, I don't need to go and do the whole sandblast, prime it, powder coat it, clear it, just to shove it in the axle tubes and get covered in oil. So I just want them to look good, make it clean, and go from there. We also had things around the gas tank, like our heat shields. We got these all powder coated up that we took off, along with our gas tank straps. They look good. They got the bronze paint powder coat followed by the flat clear that's on them. So, however, I bet you're wondering what I have in the oven right now, and yeah, I'll show you. We currently have the rear axle housing. It's in doing an Outgas session. As you can see, I've got the ends masked off. I got the Watts link mount masked off. I got where the third member goes, that's masked off. Those are done. So, in the meantime, we're going to get them heated up, do some outgassing on them, because I'm sure with the differential fluid and stuff, there's oil on that I really don't want in there. So I've got it all cleaned out, ready to go, masked off. So shortly, I'll spray some primer. I got some zinc primer for it. Then we're going to powder coat it up in two colors. You could probably guess what they are, but I'm going to leave that up for now. If you wanted to jump over, actually that post will be gone. So I had a poll up that had 3 different color combinations, and one of the colors, not many people voted, but one color was what I was hoping someone would vote, and that's what we're going to do it as. So for now, I'm going to go let that oven heat up, and then once it's warm, we'll get the primer sprayed, and we'll show you where we go from there. So stick around. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, we've been working on the rear axle for the 81 RX7 project, and now we have the clear coat spray. Yes, it looks white, but clear does before it gets sprayed. I sprayed the whole thing, and then we're going to throw the next color down. We'll only be doing a partial cure on it, which helps with the interlocking of the powders and makes everything bond together still quite nicely. So we're going to turn the oven on, get some powder going, get some heat on it, let that flow gel out, and once it gets to a certain point, we're going to shut things down and spray the next color. Mask off what we have to and go from there. So stick around, hit that subscribe, and show you the axle when it comes out. And then we also have some body work to do on the car, which was highlighted in one of the previous videos. We got some sheet metal now, so I'm going to get started on that. So stick around, there's a lot more coming. Alright everyone, as you were seeing, we're still working on RX7, and when you last saw this, probably looked pretty much the same, except I was spraying a white. That white, it was just a flat clear, which as you can see, I sprayed the whole thing. I've done a partial cure. It's not fully cured yet, it's only about 3/4. So now, once it's cooled off a little bit more, we're going to mask it off and get ready to spray some flat black on it. See what that does for the look, see what it does to help it out. See if I can't make it look like something a little bit better than it was. In the meantime, I've been doing a little body work on it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a body guy, but I've made an inner panel that's going to be getting ready to be fit on the inside of the rear fender, that I'm not sure if I showed you on one of the last videos or not. I think I did, but it needs to be replaced. So I'm going to put that on there, weld it in, tack it up, add to it as needed, and give it some kind of inner fender piece. So hopefully pass inspection when I finally get it back on the road. So till then, I'm going to go get that nice axle I have over there. I'm going to go wait for it to cool off a little bit, and then I'm going to come back, do some masking, and we'll show you that, and then spray some black. So stick around. Alright, so you've seen me working on this already, this axle. We've got the flat clear on it, and now we're going to mask it off with some tape. We're actually going to mask off where the, what people call the pumpkin, the rear diff cover, whatever. We're covering off this here, and get ready to spray some flat black. So stick around, and you get to watch me tape it up. Alright, so now you just saw me taping up that, and if you happen to be wondering, you might have seen I had two different colored tapes. I put the orange, or the copper, on the first outside ring. The reason I did that is it's more flexible and more pliable than the green. So I put it around the edge to make sure I can get it right up there, right along the very curve of that. I don't know if you can see where it is, but I got it so it tucks right there. And then I use the green, which is thicker and sticks just as good over the rest of it, so that way I can ensure that I've got a full coverage over the whole thing. So now it is time to spray some black powder, if I can speak again. But so I'm gonna get ready, go get that sprayed, get some heat going, and have this axle done tonight. So stick around, I'll show you what we have. Hey everyone, we've been continuing on with the RX7. We've got a little bit more progress made on it. As you saw, we were doing the rear axle and getting that going, and now it's done. So here's what we came up with. See, we got one of the control arms here, and it's a nice bronze. It's a flat clear. We've got the Watts link all done up as well, just kind of set there, waiting on the bushings to arrive for it. And then we got all the end plates all powder coated, and our rear differential. Can't say the cover because it's all one piece, but there it is. So now we've got to get the axles fixed up a little bit on it. Had to cut the bearings off because I just couldn't get the collars out, and there's a couple little flat spots there. So I'm going to take that to a machine shop, throw some weld on it, machine it back down to where it's supposed to be, and they'll be good, ready to go. But before I can get that far, today we're going to crawl under the car and take a wire wheel to everything underneath and get it all prepped for some paint and make it look better and whatnot in there. So it's going to be a real messy day, and so you stay tuned and watch me get dirty and see how clean I can get the car. So stick around. Alright, so here we are under the car. Kind of dirty, messy, needs a real good cleaning. So we're going to take our trusty wire wheel, angle grinder, and start cleaning up a lot of this mess. Now, I'm one of these people that I may not always be 100% on safety. For this, you will see me have that on. There's going to be a lot of dust, dirt, and everything else. And with that wire wheel, there's going to be a lot of metal wire pieces flying, and I don't want them in my eyes, so use your proper eye protection this time, and we're going to get started. So stick around. Alright, so now that I got myself quite nice and dirty here, but a whole lot different, a whole lot cleaner. The worst part about all this is you find the little hidden issues. So I guess I got patchwork to do right there, which isn't going to be too bad. And I see, looks like a little bit of something right there, so a little bit of body work to do here. And yeah, but for the most part, it's all pretty decent metal. So I've got a rust converter that I'm going to spray in here for this. And then once that's all dried, then we're going to do some patchwork here, little patchwork there, and get this side buttoned up, and then get all underneath there done so it looks just as good. So I'm going to get back to it, get a little dirty again, and you stick around. Be right back. Hey, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, still working on the RX7, still making lots of content, making a little bit of progress, and stepping back a little too. We did get some parts in the other day, which is always a wonderful thing. Gotta love when you get parts coming in the mail. We have some wheel bearings, axle seals, wheel cylinders, and what I like, we have polyurethane suspension bushings for the rear control arms. So we've got one of them already done. This is one of the upper rears. Gonna clean up that bolt, and actually we're probably gonna replace them, but you can see they fit in there, all greased, lubed up. Everything slid together right nice. However, with all the positives, you know there's got to be a negative somewhere, especially with the car build. One step forward, one step back. As you've been seeing, I did the rear axle. I had it really nice. The body of it was flat black. The rear housing was the bronze. Even did up the Watts link. Got that going. Don't have the bushing yet for it. But I was looking at it the other day. Actually a little earlier today. And yeah, it fell. I'm not worried. Because I see something that isn't supposed to be there. So I got looking a little deeper to see where it was. It's right there, right on the edge of the bronze. Which means I got to redo that rear axle housing, which sucks. However, it is what it is. I can't leave that hole there, so it's going to get sandblasted, stripped down, get that hole fixed, get it welded up, and get it recoated, and then we can hopefully put everything back together, because, well, I want to get this thing rolling so we can get the motor out and start getting it rebuilt and really start showing what we're doing with this car. So you stick around and we'll be back with some more, and hopefully we'll show you the axle in the car with tires. So stick around. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, we've been working on the RX7, and sadly I had to send the axle housing out to be welded, but at least I know it won't be leaking. It just means I got to repowder coat the whole thing. So you might get to see that again, or I might just coat it and show you the end result. But in the meantime, we have our axle shafts. We got them cleaned up nicely, and we have our backing plate. Now, when you go to put yours back together, make sure to put that backing plate on before the bearings. Otherwise, you ain't getting it on there, and you're going to have to pull the bearings, and that's going to suck even more. In the meantime, we have our bearing spacer. And as I found out, the tapered end goes here to the hub. And luckily this one here just kind of slides down like that, no issues. The bearing and that lock collar, that's probably going to be a little tighter fit, and I'm guaranteed I'm going to need some heat to put that lock collar on. So we've got our little can of MAP gas here that we're going to put to it and heat it up, and hopefully be able to get it to slide right over, lock it in place, and move to the second one. So I'm going to open up our bearing package and start getting that put in there. So stick around, I'll be right back. So we got lucky, and these bearings, we got them from Rock Auto, and there's the part number. See if I can't make that nice and clear for you. There we go. RW102R, and it comes with that little locking ring, which is quite a pain. That was half the hassle I had with everything, but it's there. So we're gonna have to get something to tap that bearing down a little bit better, and then we'll get the heat going on this little lock collar. And you stick around, we'll be right back. Alright, so if you don't have a press, putting those bearings on sucks, but it can be done. I got these ones on. As you can see, we've got our spacer, our bearing, and then our little lock collar. A couple little dings on the top, but that's not going to be an issue because it's not where anything's going to ride. If you're going to use some kind of a bearing, like a piece of pipe and a hammer, put some grease on that shaft. Actually, even if you're using a press, a little bit of grease on the shaft anyway. Lube it up some. That way, when you put the heat to that collar, you put it on there and it works. Goes on much smoother. So now we just got to wait for the axle housing and put it together. So stick around. Hey everyone, we're continuing on with the RX7 here, and Canada Post came through and delivered our control arms. They came from the great guys at Riggs Vintage Mazda. I got the business card somewheres. Here we are. Not paid sponsor, but hey, I've gotten stuff from these guys already. Riggs Vintage Mazda, let's put that right. There's their information. But I've gotten a lot of stuff from them already, and everything's pretty close to able to be bolted right back on to go. However, as you've been watching, I'm not leaving things stock, so things got to go. So right now we're getting these bushings out so we can get ready to sandblast these control arms. So we all know how hard these are to come out, especially after they've been sitting in there for a few years. So I'm going to go throw some heat on it, and then we're going to press them out and get ready to sandblast on them. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we got some heat on it. Let's see how this goes. You don't need much heat. But it broke free. And now it's... And there we go. Like I said, you don't need a lot of heat. I only put about 30 seconds worth of heat with the MAP gas on it. And all it does, loosens up the edge a little bit and allows it to be pushed out. So now with that done, we got one more to go, and then we'll have all these, both of them, ready to be sandblasted, coated up, and put them back in the car. So you stick around, I'll be right back. Hey everyone, as you saw, we were working on the control arms, and now we have them fully sandblasted, masked off on the insides, ready for some powder. We also have our heat shield. This is the one that runs under the car, up along the drive shaft, and goes towards the front of the car. It's in decent shape. It's definitely not mint. There's a couple spots that, like right here, a couple spots that have been chewed away from the rust, but we're going to put some primer, coat it up, and put it back in. Not too worried because it's under the car. Most heat shields fall off anyway, but it'll be where it mounts is going to be good for now. It's good, solid, and probably never have to worry about it, especially once I have it all coated up. So we're going to get that going. Then, sadly, we still have to get this redone. We had the shop, they did a beautiful job TIG welding. Like, you can hardly even tell that it had to be fixed, but it had to be. And now that means that there was a bad spot in the finish, so you can see the little bit of a weld mark there. It's kind of annoying seeing that little pinhole, but it is what it is. It's fixed. I just got to finish wiping out the inside that with some brake cleaner, get it all cleaned up, take the oil out, and masked off, sandblasted, and redone. So, a little work, but you stick around, hit that subscribe button while we do all this. This channel has grown beautifully over the last little bit. We're up to 670 odd subscribers now, so I'm quite happy with that. It's growing. It means you guys are liking what I'm making, and hopefully you keep liking what I make. So let me know what you think of this video so far. Let me know what you think of the color for the rear axle housing, and the shocks, well, the control arms and stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to get to work sandblasting on this axle housing. And you stick around, hit the subscribe, and here we go. Alright, So you saw our control arms a little while ago. I was pressing out the bearings. They were painted black. But guess what? They're not black anymore. They're bronze. And nice clean opening for our brand new polyurethane bushings we're going to shove in there and make things work even better. So we have our energy suspension bushings, and there is 3 pieces to them. There's these ones that have the lip on them. A little dirty right now because the tube of grease that's in there kind of opened up on me before I opened it. So you have those 2 with the lips, then you have just a little small center section, and then you have the center pin. So we're going to get some gloves on, lube things up, and put them together. So stick around, we'll be right back. Alright, so here's a little tube so they're really sticky grease for it. I'm not quite sure what it is, whether it's like a synthetic. Obviously it's a synthetic grease, but I'm not quite sure what kind they use. So this here, once you get it lined up, fits right into the opening just like that. And might take a little bit of effort just to get it past that first little lip, but once you do, it's in there. So then we take our next one. This is the one that has that little lip on it. We're going to get that all lubed up as well, just like that. And then we're going to shove that in place, just like that. And now we get our last piece. Get that all nice and lubed up so it slides in there good. And there we go with that. And all we have left is our center pin, which same thing, it just presses down in. Once everything's lined up, that'll slide in there right nice and be good to go. So I'm going to go finish them off. You stick around. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around this long. I know it's been a little bit of a time getting this video up here, but we're almost ready to upload it. We had to redo the rear axle. As you saw, we had the pinhole in it, which kind of sucked, but hey. And then we had Canada Post on strike, which held up some control arms. So, but the good news, the rear axle is recoated, redone, and I'm quite happy with it. So it's all set. Ends are all clean, the front's all clean as well. Nice and dry in there at the moment. We got our axle shafts with the bearings and everything. So really, all we have left to do is get some of our control arms, which I got one sitting right here, all set, ready to go in. We put some nice fresh brand new bolts to it. It has brand new polyurethane bushings, as you saw them go in. So now we're going to turn around and put them back in the car. But first, I think we might put this heat shield. I don't know if you remember this one from earlier, but this is the one that goes up the whole exhaust, up by the drive shaft. That was quite rusted out earlier, and now it's also cleaned up, ready to go. So we're going to get that stuff under the car, get the axle back in there, get the axle seals, get everything put back together so we can have it roll. A little bit left to do on the front end. You'll see that in the next video. And then the motor's coming out. We're going to move it here into the shop, pull the motor, clean up the engine bay. I found a nice 12A online for sale. Picked that up. That should be here in a couple weeks. I'd like to see it here in about 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes. And we're going to do an engine swap and then send the other motor away for a full rebuild if it's good. We'll strip her down, show you how we do it, what we see, and go from there. So, enough of me talking. Gave you just enough time to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go start putting some control arms in the car, and then we're going to see about putting the axle housing in. So, stick around, be right back. Alright, so we just dropped the axle in the car, along with some control arms and our racing beat springs that we had powder coated for way too long. I think it's been a year or so since they were originally done. So let's show you what we have. So as you can see, there's the springs. Up underneath looks a whole lot better than it did. We are still missing one control arm, but there's the others. There's the park brake wire. We got to fix that up, and everything else. Nice differential. So now let's go jump to the other side. Show you the nice, wonderful paint job we have. That'll hopefully get fixed here before too long. That was the damage of what happened in the fire. So here we have this side. The springs in place. We got our upper, lower control arms in there. And away we go. So now, all we have left to do is put the axle seals in, put our axles on, put our rims in, get our shocks back on, get another upper control arm, get our brakes plumbed up, put back together, and so on, and so on. So, with that, I'm going to call this video done for this one. Give you guys something to watch. And when the next one drops, you're going to see the rims on it. We got a little bit of the front left to do. Get the brakes, tires put on the rims, or get the tires put on the car, and then we can lower it down and have a roller. And then swap the motor, put the interior all back together on it, and make use of it. So stick around. This car is only going to get bigger and better for the build, and a lot more things are coming for it. So hit that subscribe button, and until next time, keep the premix in the gas so you don't lock up your rotor. Until next time.